Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are doing it all, and I mean that, all of it. This video is filmed over a span of 3 different days. It started on Father's Day, and then I just finished filming this today, which is Tuesday. But before we get into the details of this video, I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. On that note, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you guys stick around and subscribe. I upload 2 videos every week on Sunday and on Wednesday. And so if you enjoy these type of videos, if you get motivation from them, or if you can just relate and it's fun to watch, I hope that you guys stick around. So I started this video out by recording on Sunday, which was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads that may be watching. But on this day, my husband had a special request for dinner. He absolutely loves French onion soup. It's his favorite. And I've never made it before. And I've always been very intimidated by it because you have to cook the onions for so long and then you have to put it in the broiler. And I've also never even had it myself, so I really didn't know how to make it. But when I made it, he said it turned out really, really good and he loved it. So I took the onions outside. I ended up cutting, I think, 6 yellow onions. My dad was actually supposed to stop over for dinner this day, and that's why I had so many onions. He actually did not end up showing up, but we ended up having a good amount of leftovers for my husband. I was peeling them and cutting them outside because onions make me cry, as I'm sure they do everybody else. So I did not want my eyes to burn for the rest of the day, and I took these outside in hopes that they wouldn't burn my eyes, and it actually didn't burn them at all, surprisingly. So maybe that's the trick to cutting onions, is to cut it outside. Honest, it was so satisfying to just sit down and chop up the onions. Like, just cutting them into small little strips was just very relaxing, I guess. So I wasn't really going off of a recipe. I'd watched a bunch of videos on people making French onion soup, and it was really all over the place for like recipe wise. So I kind of did what I saw everybody else doing, but I really didn't measure anything. So I did 6 onions and I put them in a pot with some salt and quite a few tablespoons of butter. And I let them caramelize for a little over an hour until they were the perfect color. And then I ended up adding some white wine into it, probably a little bit more than half a cup. I was just eyeballing it, but I think that's right around where it would have been. And then I ended up doing 2 containers of beef broth. So the ones that you get at the store that are, you know, the full-size ones. I ended up using those. I did thyme, a few bay leaves, and salt and pepper, and some fresh garlic. And then I let it cook for a little bit on the stove, put them in the bowls, and then topped it with, I had to do Italian bread because my store did not have any baguettes, so I just used Italian bread. It was a little soggy because it wasn't the right bread, but it still tasted good. Also topped the bread with provolone cheese. I know that's not the right kind that you're supposed to use, but my store did not have the right cheese. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't know if I can. But yeah, I just used provolone and it was still good. And here I am caramelizing them. This took forever. Like, when I saw videos and they said it's gonna take a while, they bent it. I also added just a little bit of olive oil as well when I first put them in the pot because I wasn't sure if the butter would like coat them so they didn't burn. So I did a little tiny bit of olive oil. And here's the bread. I put it in the oven first, and here is my husband breaking into it. Yeah, so that was for dinner. And then this was the next day that I was filming this. I had so much laundry to do. I am really good at remembering to put them in the wash, get them going, and hang them outside to dry. But when it comes to putting them away, I am so bad at it, especially when I let them dry outside, like if it's a good day to have them hang out on the clothesline. when I bring the clothes in, I tend to just leave them in that basket and not even separate them per who they go to. So what I'm doing here is separating my kids' clothes into one basket and then separating my husband and I's clothes into the other basket. And on that note, we are back to hanging clothes on the line. I had a bunch of clothes to wash, so I ended up putting like 3 different loads of clothes on the clothesline, and it was a really breezy day, and so the clothes got dried super fast. I had somebody ask me why I hang clothes out on a clothesline versus just throwing them in the dryer where it's quicker. I live out in the country, and there is something about hanging your clothes outside. They smell so good. Especially when you wash your sheets and you hang your sheets out on the line and you put them back on your bed at the end of the day. They smell just like fresh sheets that smell like the outdoors. It's so nice. It's also really good to save energy. So instead of me running the dryer and, using energy to do so, I hang them out on the line and just have nature dry them for me. So I want to know, do you guys dry your clothes out on a clothesline where you guys live in the summertime, or do you just throw them in the dryer? Once I'm done with that, I am on to putting away our clothes basket. I've told you guys that's kind of how I put away laundry. I have one basket dedicated to my children's clothes and anything that goes upstairs. So if I wash the oven mitts, I make sure when the oven mitt is clean and dried, it goes back into the basket that goes upstairs so it can get put away properly and not be set downstairs and I forget to put it back up. I also separate my husband and I's clothes into our own basket and anything that would go downstairs. So we each have our own towels per bathroom. So the upstairs towels are all like kid-friendly stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like Spider-Man and Minnie Mouse. Anything like that goes upstairs to the upstairs bathroom because that's the bathroom that my kids use. And then we have other towels that stay downstairs for the shower on the lower level. I wanted to tell you guys that's how I do it because I have struggled with doing laundry. It's like my number one chore that I cannot stand doing. But I've struggled with putting away clothes, and normally I would just have them in a basket all mixed together, and I'd have to sit on the bed and separate them per child, what's my clothes, what's my husband's clothes, and go from there. And this has just been the easiest system that I have found so far that works for our family. I'll be honest, before I started this system, I used to not put away our laundry for weeks at a time. Like we would like live out of that basket. Like we would just dig through and find what we needed. But now with this system, I put away laundry twice a week and it seems to work really, really well for us. So if you were looking for a different idea, maybe you're in the same boat with, you just get really behind on laundry, I really recommend trying it. Let me know if you do. This drawer got really dirty really fast. I just end up throwing, my leggings and my shorts in here into a pile, and then I have to dig through them. So I was actually folding them today and putting them away. I have one side for specific leggings and then the other side for my everyday leggings that I wear. And in the middle is more of like the shorts that I would wear on a hotter day. And here it is all done. I love that it was finally organized. And then I ended up washing the laundry cloth that sits in this basket and I wanted to put it back on. I got this really cute laundry hamper at HomeGoods a few months ago. I don't know if they still have it, but I want to say it was like 20 or 30 bucks and I love it. You guys know that I love to be very honest and real with you guys because I have a messy house. It is what it is. I have 2 kids and I'm a work from home mom, so I don't dedicate cleaning my house every second of the day. And this is what happens. It's normal. Messy houses are a normal thing. They're not meant to look like they're magazine cutouts. I also want to normalize having normal size houses. So I feel like a lot of influencers that we see on social medias, on YouTube's, on Instagram, they have beautiful, huge houses. And that's awesome. And I love that for them. And I love that they can have that kind of luxury. Luxury? Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. When I started YouTube a few years ago, if you guys remember, I lived in a small 900 square foot home that we were renting. It was a double wide trailer. And you know what? It was what worked for our family. Where I'm going with this is that we may see these huge, beautiful homes all around us on social medias and things like that. But I just want to say that we don't need to have the biggest house on the block to have everything that we need. Have your family and you have your health, you have it all. Honestly, that's entirely true. So I really want to normalize having normal size houses. Anyway, we're going to move on to what's happening here. I was picking up my kids' toys because I cannot ever keep up with the toys downstairs. This is currently my daughter's favorite toy, and her great-grandpa actually made this for her, so it gets dirty pretty quick. So I was going through with a Clorox wipe and getting any sort of gunk or whatever's on it off of it. While I had the Clorox wipe out, I was just going through and Cloroxing some of these surfaces that are down here as well that the kids may have gotten food on or whatever sticky fingers, might have left behind. And look at that, all picked up. I did not run the vacuum downstairs after this because I had picked it up when they were napping and I didn't want to wake them up. But I ended up taking a break and waited for the kids to wake up from their nap time. They ended up waking up like an hour or so after I filmed that, so I wanted to go ahead and get their sheets in the wash and out on the line, as well as I wanted to clean his bed and vacuum underneath of it. So my kids came through and helped me pick up any sort of clothing that might have got pushed back there, and they picked up their toys so that way they didn't get thrown away by accident or vacuumed up. If you're thinking, are those crumbs on the rug? You're right, they're crumbs. My kids always have snacks. They're always snacking, and sometimes they go to their room to go sit down and just have a minute, and food gets stuck behind the bed. It totally happens. And this is the best part of the video, in my opinion. I love vacuum lines. They are just so satisfying. They make everything look so clean. And now it's time to go behind my daughter's crib. Hers wasn't as bad, but I also vacuumed behind her crib, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, just because it got really gross really fast. So I did that a while ago, and I never got to clean behind Kaysen's bed. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at right now. I moved the dressers together. I will be getting rid of this dresser. It was a hand-me-down. I got it from my husband's aunt right before Kaysen was born. So this was his first dresser. We painted it white and changed like the knobs and stuff, but it's just too big and bulky for what I want now. And we actually have a dresser similar to this one, but it's gray and it's kind of like wider than taller. And it's already set up and it's in Kaysen's new room. And we just haven't, you know, brought it into here yet. Yeah. But there was a DVD player from before we had internet. We just got internet like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And that's what that line is. And that's what that is. I'm going to keep it connected for now. Just because my kids like to watch the PBS channel. And we don't get the PBS channel on anything else. So we'll just keep it for now. And I kept the beds the way they were. We will be moving the kids into different rooms. That will not be happening, though, until they get new beds, because you can see that he's peeled, you know, the stickers off of his bed. He's had it for like 2 years or so. And this is the crib that we've had since Kaysen, before Kaysen was even born. So we plan to have their new beds done this summer and then have them in their new rooms this summer as well. But we'll get there. But I like how much more open that this is. Ignore the door. The kids somehow knocked it out of its slot, so my husband has to fix that. But I'm going to put the toys in here so I don't have to see them anymore. Yeah, so I like that it's like a little nook in there for right now. And here we are vacuuming once again. This was the next day before I let the kids go downstairs to play in the playroom. I went ahead and ran the vacuum. We are constantly running the vacuum in our house because I have toddlers, I have a dog, and I have cats. So we have to vacuum every single day to stay on top of it. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, let me know down below. Give this video a like as well as comment if you have not commented. Also, I hope that you guys hang around and subscribe because we are trying to get to 300 subscribers by July. So that's a goal of mine. It's a little out of my reach right now, but I am putting it out there that we might reach 300 subscribers by July. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and thank you guys so much for being here.